Good afternoon, everyone. I want to start by thanking Frank and Dana for this venue and really coming here to build all of us, to pour belief into us and to, number one, lead from the front and show us that it can be done. Because a lot of us, we come from middle income families. We haven't seen a lot of winning in our lives. Some of you may have, I didn't. You know, my parents were pretty comfortable. They were workaholics, really. And so I want to thank you guys for that. Because there isn't a moment in time that I've ever been in front of this couple that they didn't pour belief into me, or my husband, or help us with our finances, or help us with our marriage and communication. So that's first and foremost. I want to thank my fellow SMBs. A lot of times you guys give me good information and you pull me up and we all work together really because this is a team effort. We're not just one here, we're all together. We're a body, right? Doing something greater than we could ever do possibly on our own. And lastly, I want to thank my husband, who's my backbone, my foundation, my strength. And I don't think I could have done this without him. I know I couldn't have. So, baby, thank you. You're everything to me. So, you know, I gotta tell you, there's a couple people in here who really take the excuses away. Truly take the excuses away. I started here as a single mom, right? And my biggest thing was, my biggest desire was not to become a statistic, right? When you get divorced, statistics tell you that financially you go broke unless you've made a ton of money, and when you split up the assets, each one does well. Well, that necessarily isn't true in most divorces, and we know that to be a fact. But I came in here really fighting that and saying, you know what? I don't care what it takes. I don't care how I have to do it. I'm not going to be putting my kids in daycare. I'm not going to be doing the things that I so feared and I saw from other people. But I didn't have a venue to do that. I didn't have a way to do that. And so I started to I figured I was a teacher. I love being with children. I love children. If I could have had 10 children, I would have. I love, kids are really the future. They really are. And so I started to get my master's to be a teacher. Now, if you know anything, it was 2008, LA Unified laid off 20,000 teachers. So I have to tell you, coming into this business, prior to getting introduced to this business, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but somebody came to me and talked to me and wanted a training appointment. And they said, listen, would you train for me? Now, I'm a huge fan of entrepreneurs. I always have been. I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs. So when somebody asks me for help, my immediate reaction is yes. I will always say yes. That's what I've been taught to do. So I said yes. And what I didn't realize is my purpose and destiny was created in that moment. In that very moment, because the timing couldn't have been better. 20,000 teachers were being laid off. I was about to shell out $120,000 to get my master's. And I walked into this company with not much self-worth, self-esteem. I was a little broken. And when I stepped in, it was like I was working, getting my master's, I was working part-time in a school, and I was working here part-time. And I didn't really understand it or get it, but the thing that I knew that there was something here, I never thought about it for today. I saw it 20 years down the road. I saw it about a vision I had, the vision that I was going to be able to retire. Because if you know anything about divorce, if you know anything about times in life when things are hard, you can't see the forest from the trees, right? For some reason, I could see 20 years from now. I got it from the beginning, right? But I want to talk about people who have taken away excuses. I started as a single mom. I'm married to an amazing man right now. Cheryl Kelly takes all the excuses away. She's a single mom, pilot, okay? That girl works hard. So anybody's in here, you know, I used to sit here when I was single and say, you know what, I don't have a partner. Excuse, right? She takes it away. You know, there are other people, my kids. I don't know, you know, I can't make it because Nicole takes it away. Brand new baby, right? You know, it's easier to go from failure to success than it is from excuses to success. Would you agree? Excuses are a habit, right? So So the thing is we got to get out of that habit. And the one thing that I'm tenacious about or understand very well and that I'm aware of in my core being is I'm very self-aware. It is a curse and it is a blessing. Okay? Because you can become very narcissistic. Truly. And the thing is that what I want to tell you is that if you stop for a moment, your greatest enemy is the 6 inches between your ears. The 6 inches between your ears can build you to the highest heights or can drop you to the lowest lows, to the darkest places. And if you don't look internally and start to build within, everything outside is not going to manifest, right? So that's really, I mean, that's what my journey has been about. In the beginning, believing that I could do this. I came here to get a financial education, to not be a statistic, right? And then all of a sudden I started doing a little bit. 2 years, I was fast in the beginning and then a slow because of those excuses, right? And then something happened and I started to take off a little bit. And then there's this journey of ups and downs. But in between that journeys of ups and downs, I created habits, I created disciplines. Because here's what happens. You will have the ups momentarily. But life is a series of downs waiting for the ups, would you say? Right? So in those moments of downs, if your disciplines and habits are in place, I voraciously, in those moments, read associations and read, because it is sustenance in life to the inner self to grow what's in the inside to come out. Do you understand? So that is critical. So I want to give you tangibles. If you're not reading, read, be hungry for it. And you know, getting through the first chapter, the second chapter, sometimes I understand it, but before you know it, you'll begin to love it. That's what built me. And a lot of times was that. And it was a lot of times of being honest with myself, doing a self-reflection. You know, are you working as hard as you can? Are you being honest with yourself? Are you doing the right things? What didn't you do right? And really take that personal inventory. How is this affecting you? How is it affecting the people that are watching you? Can you be that honest with yourself? Because I promise you, when you're honest with yourself, you will find the truth. And that truth is that the 6 inches between your ears is what's the game changer. So I encourage you to just, when you go home tonight, make a what am I doing well? And take 2 things that maybe you need to improve on. Those 2 things. But I want you to also recognize those 2 things. I want you to take from January till now. What did I do well? Look, this is a marker from when we were up. How many were you at Wealth Bowl? Okay. How are you doing? Is it good so far? And if not, that's okay. Now, take what's not, change it, and move on. You know, we have a tendency to flog ourselves, right? Flog ourselves all day long. But the thing is, that doesn't do anything for anybody, right? I just wanted to know that I knew there was something inside of myself that was greater that was showing up in my life. Are you the same way? You know that there's something inside of you. You're meant to do something. Your purpose, you're destined. It may not be here, it may be here. You may just be here to encourage someone else in this business. You may be here just to place a life insurance policy into one person's life, and if death happens, they're safe. I don't know what your purpose and destiny is. But if you quit, you'll never know. Because you didn't get here by accident. I didn't get here by accident. Accidents are not really accidents. Right? I'm a very black and white person. And you know, the thing is that I will always be transparent, sometimes to a fault. You know, and I got to tell you, it's like you all, each and every one of you has a purpose here. And you're all so powerful. You know, your greatest gifts can also be your greatest weakness, but you've got to find out what that is. What is your gift? And do me a favor, give it away. Give it away. What's so freely given to you, give away. See you at the top.